Ladies and gentlemen, a winning attitude is not something we are born with, it is something we cultivate, shape, and nurture. It's an essential ingredient for success in all areas of life. Whether you're aiming for personal growth, career advancement, or simply living a fulfilled life, the foundation of your success is a winning attitude. Attitude is everything. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers. A winning attitude is not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It's about persistence, resilience, and learning from failure. It's about taking control of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. A winning attitude begins with the understanding that you are in charge of your life. Your circumstances, your challenges, and your outcomes are a reflection of your decisions. Stop blaming external factors for your situation. Own it. When you take responsibility, you empower yourself to change your situation and move forward. A person without clear goals is like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly. A winning attitude requires purpose. Define what you want in life, set specific goals, and work toward them every day. Without clear direction, it's easy to lose focus and fall short of your potential. Failure is not the end, it's simply part of the process. The successful ones aren't those who avoid failure, but those who learn from it. Every setback holds valuable lessons. A winning attitude means that you never see failure as defeat, you see it as feedback to help you grow and improve. Your self-image is the lens through which you view the world. If you see yourself as capable, deserving of success, and worthy of happiness, you'll act in alignment with those beliefs. A winning attitude begins with self-respect and a belief in your ability to achieve greatness. When you think big of yourself, others will think big of you too. Success is not an event, it's a process. It's the daily habits and routines that contribute to your growth. A winning attitude requires discipline. This is the ability to stay focused, keep going even when the excitement fades, and stick to your commitments no matter what. Consistency is key. Success is not about what you do once in a while, but what you do every single day. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to build a winning attitude, surround yourself with people who uplift, encourage, and challenge you to grow. Negative influences will drain your energy and dampen your spirit. Choose to be around individuals who inspire you to be better, who support your goals, and who push you to rise higher. A winning attitude thrives on knowledge and personal development. The world is constantly evolving, and the most successful individuals are the ones who invest in learning, who read books, attend seminars, and grow their skill set every day. Never stop learning. Knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more you can achieve. A winning attitude demands unwavering self-belief. There will be times when others doubt you, when circumstances look bleak, and when it seems like all hope is lost. But a true winner doesn't wait for validation from others. You must trust in your abilities and keep pushing forward, even in the face of adversity. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most powerful decisions you can make. The moment you accept that your life is the result of the choices you've made, you step into a new realm of control and empowerment. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or external events for the way things are. But the truth is, we are all the product of the decisions we make every single day. When you take full responsibility for your life, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. Instead of pointing fingers or waiting for someone else to fix things, you start looking inward. You ask yourself, what can I do to change? You realize that where you are in life is not because of luck or the economy or the people around you, it's because of the choices you've made. Every success, every failure, every triumph, and every setback comes from the decisions you've made along the way. Now, it's important to understand that taking responsibility doesn't mean taking the blame. Blame is a negative emotion that leads to resentment and stagnation. Responsibility, on the other hand, is empowering. It means you own your life, your actions, your reactions, your mistakes, and your successes. It means you recognize that the future is in your hands and you have the power to change the course of your life by making better choices starting right now. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop waiting for things to happen to you. You realize that you are not a passive spectator, you are the active participant. You don't wait for opportunities to fall into your lap, you create them. You don't wait for others to treat you well or for conditions to be perfect. You set the standard and you start making moves that align with the life you want to create. It's easy to fall into the trap of complaining, of pointing out the things that aren't working in your life. But when you take responsibility, complaining is no longer an option. Instead, you focus on solutions. You focus on what you can control. You take proactive steps toward your goals instead of waiting for things to change on their own. Life is always going to throw challenges your way, But when you take responsibility, you find the strength and the wisdom to overcome them. Understand this: when you take responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. You stop handing it over to others, to circumstances, or to things you cannot control. You take the reins of your life and you move forward with confidence. That's when things start to change. That's when you move from being stuck to being unstoppable. Setting clear, definite goals is the starting point of every successful endeavor. You see, a goal is not just a vague wish or a passing thought. It's a commitment to a specific outcome, a vision for the future that you plan to bring into existence. Without clear goals, you're essentially setting yourself up to drift aimlessly through life. You might be busy, but without direction, you'll find that all your effort leads you nowhere meaningful. A goal gives you a target to aim for. It's like being given a map that leads you from where you are now to where you want to be. Without that map, you'll waste time wandering, trying to figure it out as you go. But when your goals are clear and well-defined, you can focus your energy and attention on what matters most. Every action, every step you take is aligned with your desired outcome. Now, the key is not just to set any goal, but to set goals that are specific and measurable. You must know exactly what you want. The more specific you are, the clearer your path becomes. I want to be successful is not a goal. It's an idea. I want to earn $100,000 this year is a goal. Now, it's measurable, and you can create a plan to achieve it. You can track your progress and adjust your actions along the way. Definite goals give you the clarity to see where you're going, but they also serve as a measure of your progress. Every step you take towards that goal is a victory in itself. It's not just about the end result, it's about the small wins along the way that build momentum. When your goals are clear, you know what needs to be done and you can hold yourself accountable. But it's not just about having the goal. It's about writing it down, committing to it, and making it real. A goal written down is a goal that has taken a concrete form. It's no longer just a fleeting thought, it's something tangible that you can refer to every day. When you write it down, you make it official. It moves from your imagination into reality. And then you need to set a deadline. A goal without a deadline is just a dream. Deadlines create urgency. They force you to take action. When you have a clear time frame, you stop procrastinating and you start executing. The pressure of a deadline pushes you to perform, to do the work required, and to stay focused on what really matters. A major key to setting goals is to also break them down into smaller, manageable tasks. While a long-term goal may seem daunting, breaking it into smaller steps makes it less overwhelming. When you tackle one small task at a time, you gain confidence with every accomplishment, and before you know it, you're much closer to your larger goal. Those small steps create a pattern of success, and you begin to build momentum. But here's the thing, your goals must also be aligned with your values. If you set a goal that doesn't resonate with who you are, or what truly matters to you, it won't feel worthwhile. The pursuit of your goals should excite you, not drain you. When your goals align with your core values and passions, they become a source of motivation that drives you through even the toughest times. Remember, your goals are the key to unlocking your potential. They give you direction, purpose, and focus. So take the time to write them down, make them specific, set deadlines, and break them into smaller tasks. Don't just wish for success, design it. And every day, take action that moves you closer to achieving the life you've envisioned. You have the power to create your future, one goal at a time. Learning from failure is one of the most important lessons in life. Too many people view failure as something to avoid or as a sign that they're not good enough. But the truth is, failure is a vital part of success. It's not something to be feared or ashamed of, it's something to embrace and learn from. The most successful individuals are often the ones who have experienced the most failure because they know how to turn those failures into stepping stones for future success. You see, failure is not the end of the road, it's simply a detour, a course correction. It's a moment where you get to stop and reassess what you're doing, learn from the mistakes, and make a better decision moving forward. Failure reveals to us where we went wrong, what we could have done differently, and what we need to improve. It's not about what happened, it's about what you do with it. The key is not to take failure personally. So many people let failure define them. They start to believe that because they failed, they're not capable or worthy of success. But failure is not an identity, it's an event. It's not who you are, it's something that happens along the way to where you want to go. The moment you separate your identity from the failure, you'll be able to learn from it without letting it hold you back. When you fail, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every failure contains valuable lessons if you're willing to look for them. It could be a lesson in patience, in persistence, or in planning. Maybe you learned that you weren't as prepared as you thought, or maybe you realized that the goal you set was too ambitious without the right foundation. Every failure holds a nugget of wisdom that can make you better, stronger, and more capable. The real problem isn't failure itself, but how we respond to it. Most people give up when things don't go as planned. They feel defeated, they lose confidence, and they quit. But the winners, the ones who ultimately succeed, are the ones who get back up. They understand that failure is temporary, but quitting is permanent. The path to success is rarely a straight line. It's filled with detours, setbacks, and failures. And that's okay. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is their ability to persist in the face of failure. If you want to build a successful life, you need to develop a mindset that treats failure as a learning opportunity. When you fail, take the time to reflect. Don't rush to forget about it or sweep it under the rug. Analyze what went wrong and what you can do differently next time. Ask yourself, what do I need to improve? What skills or knowledge do I need to acquire? This reflective process is what turns failure into progress. It's also important to remember that failure is often the greatest teacher. Many of the most successful people in history have failed time and time again before they finally achieved their breakthrough. They learned to treat failure not as a setback, but as a valuable experience that brought them closer to their goals. They developed resilience, and each time they failed, they came back stronger, smarter, and more determined. In fact, failure often teaches you things that success never will. When everything is going right, you don't stop to question yourself. But when things go wrong, you're forced to reflect, adapt, and grow. Failure stretches your limits, challenges your beliefs, and helps you build the character necessary to handle success. You can't develop strength without resistance, and you can't develop wisdom without experience. Failure provides both. So the next time you fail, don't be discouraged. Embrace it as a part of the journey. Understand that every setback is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become better. Keep moving forward, and never forget that the only real failure is the failure to learn from your experiences. Failure doesn't define you, it refines you. When you learn from failure, you turn it into the fuel that drives you toward your goals and helps you achieve the success you desire. Developing a positive self-image is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. The way you see yourself shapes your reality and determines the actions you take. Your self-image is the lens through which you view the world, and it's also the filter through which the world views you. If you see yourself as capable, deserving, and worthy of success, you will begin to act in ways that reflect those beliefs. But if you see yourself as unworthy or incapable, your actions will follow that belief, and you will limit your potential. Too many people allow the opinions of others or past failures to dictate how they see themselves. They let the judgments of the world, whether it's the opinions of their family, their peers, or society in general, become their own. They allow these external voices to define who they are, but let me tell you something, the only opinion that truly matters is your own. Your self-image must come from within. It must be based on your own belief in your worth, your abilities, and your potential. A positive self-image doesn't come from comparing yourself to others. Too often, we measure our value based on how we stack up against someone else, but comparing yourself to others is a surefire way to rob yourself of your self-worth. There will always be someone who appears to have more, who seems to be more talented, or who is further along in life. But your journey is unique, and your value is not dependent on how you measure up to anyone else. Your worth comes from who you are, not from how you compare. The key to developing a positive self-image is to understand that you are a work in progress. You are constantly evolving, growing, and improving. No one starts out perfect, and no one reaches the top without effort, setbacks, and mistakes along the way. The most successful people are the ones who continually work on themselves, who refuse to accept limitations, and who believe that they can always improve. Start by changing the way you talk to yourself. Your inner dialogue is incredibly important. The words you speak to yourself shape your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your actions. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, or that you'll never succeed, you will begin to believe it. But if you change that internal script and start affirming your strengths, your abilities, and your potential, you will begin to build a self-image that empowers you. Speak to yourself with the same encouragement and positivity that you would offer to a friend. Be kind to yourself, especially when things don't go as planned. It's also important to focus on your strengths. Everyone has weaknesses, but your weaknesses don't define you. Instead of dwelling on what you can't do, shift your focus to what you can do. Celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. Each step you take toward becoming the person you want to be is a step worth acknowledging. The more you acknowledge your progress, the more you reinforce the belief that you are capable and deserving of success. Another powerful way to develop a positive self-image is to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with have a direct impact on how you see yourself. If you surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, who see the best in you, you will start to see the best in yourself. But if you spend time with those who constantly criticize, tear you down, or remind you of your limitations, your self-image will suffer. Choose to be around people who support your goals, who believe in your potential, and who bring out the best in you. A positive self-image also comes from taking action. Confidence comes from doing. The more you step outside of your comfort zone, the more you challenge yourself to grow, the more your self-image will improve. Each success, no matter how small, builds your confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving great things. But it's not just about success, it's about showing up, doing the work, and committing to your personal growth. Every effort you make to better yourself is a victory. Remember, a positive self-image is not about being arrogant or thinking you're better than others. It's about recognizing your worth, acknowledging your strengths, and believing in your ability to achieve your goals. It's about understanding that you are deserving of success, happiness, and fulfillment. When you believe in yourself, you unlock your full potential. And when you unlock your potential, you can accomplish things you never thought possible. So take control of your self-image. Build it from the inside out. The way you see yourself will determine the way you show up in the world and ultimately the success you achieve. Discipline and consistency are two of the most powerful traits that will shape your success. The road to achievement is not paved with fleeting motivation or bursts of inspiration. It's built on the steady, unshakable foundation of disciplined action and the commitment to show up every day. It's easy to get excited about a new goal, a new vision for your life, but the true test comes when the excitement fades and you're left with the quiet, sometimes tedious, work of everyday consistency. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the strength to follow through with your plans, to stay on course when distractions try to pull you away. It's not about working hard for a short period and then burning out. It's about building a routine, developing habits that keep you moving forward day after day. When you practice discipline, you don't wait for the perfect moment or for all the stars to align. You take action even when conditions aren't ideal. It's the commitment to continue even when things get tough. Consistency, on the other hand, is the ability to stick with something over the long haul. It's the daily effort, the small actions that compound over time to create massive results. A person who practices consistency understands that success is not about a single event or a grand gesture. It's about the daily decisions, the small steps that eventually lead to a major transformation. You don't become successful because of one big effort. You become successful because of what you do every single day. Whether it's an hour of focused work, a healthy meal, or an encouraging thought, those small, consistent actions add up to something far greater than the sum of their parts. Most people start off strong when they set a new goal. They're excited, they're ready to make things happen. But excitement fades, and when the newness wears off, that's when discipline and consistency become the deciding factors. Life will always throw challenges at you. There will be days when things don't go according to plan, when you feel overwhelmed or unmotivated. On those days, discipline is what keeps you going. Consistency is what helps you get back on track. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up, doing the work, and staying committed even when you don't feel like it. Success is not a matter of one-time effort, it's a product of daily effort, of consistent action taken over time. It's easy to do something once, but to do it every day, no matter the obstacles, takes real strength. It's like planting a tree. You water it every day, even when you don't see the immediate growth. But eventually the tree grows strong and the fruits of your labor appear. Consistency is what allows you to see that growth. It's the steady drip of water that makes a tree bloom. The best part is that discipline and consistency work together. Discipline is the foundation, the structure that allows you to do what needs to be done. But without consistency, discipline would be nothing more than a temporary burst of effort. Consistency turns your disciplined actions into habits, and those habits over time compound into massive results. When you stay disciplined and consistent, you begin to create momentum. Momentum is powerful. It drives you, it motivates you, and it keeps you going even when the road gets rough. One of the greatest benefits of discipline and consistency is that they build self-confidence. When you commit to doing something every day and you follow through on that commitment, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Every day you show up, you reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. This is how you build unshakable confidence, by proving to yourself that you can rely on your own actions, that you are trustworthy and capable of following through. When you see the results of your consistent efforts, you start to believe in your own potential, and that belief becomes the fuel that keeps you moving forward. So if you want to build a life of success, start by practicing discipline and consistency. Develop the habits that will move you toward your goals each and every day. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Understand that the small daily efforts are what make the difference. Over time, your consistent actions will compound and deliver results that you never thought possible. Stick with it, and you will see how the power of discipline and consistency transforms your life. The key to success is not found in short bursts of effort, it's found in the quiet, steady commitment to showing up every single day. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is one of the most crucial steps in shaping the life you want. You cannot underestimate the power of the people you choose to spend time with. The reality is simple: the people around you will either help you grow or hold you back. They will either encourage your dreams or they will make you doubt your abilities. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And this truth will dictate your progress, your mindset, and your results. Think about the people in your life. Are they pushing you forward or pulling you down? Do they inspire you to be better, to work harder, to reach higher, or do they fill your mind with doubts, complaints, and negativity? It's easy to be influenced by the attitudes and beliefs of those around you, so it's critical to consciously choose who you spend your time with. If you want to succeed, you must surround yourself with people who uplift you, people who challenge you, and people who believe in your potential, even when you don't. Positive influences don't just mean being around cheerleaders, they mean being around people who have a mindset of growth, who see opportunities rather than obstacles, who focus on solutions instead of problems. They are the ones who are always looking for ways to improve, to grow, to better themselves. When you're surrounded by such individuals, their mindset becomes contagious. You start thinking bigger, aiming higher, and doing more. It's a natural response. The energy of those around you will influence your own energy. If you're around people who are committed to their goals, who work with passion and dedication, you'll find yourself picking up the same habits and mindset. On the flip side, if you spend your time with people who are constantly negative, who always focus on what's wrong with the world or with their own lives, that energy will seep into your own thinking. Negative people are quick to point out flaws, to make excuses, to settle for less, and to hold you to their level of mediocrity. They may not even intend to bring you down, but their limiting beliefs, their small thinking, and their fear of change can be infectious. The worst part is that their negativity can create doubt in your mind, cause you to second-guess your decisions, and undermine your confidence. So the question becomes, how do you protect yourself from these negative influences and create a positive environment for yourself? First, make a commitment to yourself to surround yourself with those who inspire you. Seek out people who have the qualities you want to develop in yourself, people who are disciplined, successful, optimistic, and driven. These are the individuals who will push you to become better, to work harder, and to rise above any challenges that come your way. It's not just about being around successful people. It's about being around people who have the right mindset. You don't have to be surrounded by millionaires or people with fame, but you do need to be around individuals who think big, who take responsibility for their actions, and who are always looking for ways to improve. These are the people who will remind you of your own potential when you start to doubt yourself. They will help you see the bigger picture when you get stuck in the small problems of the day. And they will encourage you to take action, even when fear or uncertainty tries to hold you back. Another important part of this process is to remove or limit time with people who are not serving you. That doesn't mean you need to cut people off completely, but it does mean you need to be intentional about how much influence you allow them to have in your life. If someone is constantly draining your energy, if they bring negativity without offering any solution, or if they make you feel small or unimportant, it's time to reconsider how much time you spend with them. It's about creating space for the positive influences that will help you grow so you can keep your energy focused on what truly matters. The more you surround yourself with positive influences, the more your perspective will shift. You'll begin to adopt their habits, their attitude, and their way of thinking. You'll start to believe that you can do the things you once thought were impossible. The people you surround yourself with will become your greatest source of motivation, your greatest support system, and your greatest teachers. And in turn, as you rise to new levels of success, you will become that positive influence for others. One last thing to remember is that the most important influence you can have is the one you have on yourself. While it's essential to surround yourself with positive people, you also need to work on cultivating a positive mindset from within. You must be your own biggest supporter, your own biggest believer, and your own source of inspiration. When you combine that inner positivity with the right people around you, there's nothing that can stop you from achieving greatness. So if you want to build a successful, fulfilling life, take a hard look at who you're spending your time with. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, who see the best in you, and who encourage you to be the best version of yourself. Positive influences will push you forward and help you unlock your true potential. The journey of personal growth is never finished, and it's essential to adopt a mindset of continuous learning if you want to reach your full potential. Too many people think that once they've acquired a certain level of knowledge or experience, they can stop growing. They believe that they have reached the peak and that there's no more room to improve. But the truth is, growth doesn't stop. It's a lifelong process that demands constant attention, dedication, and an eagerness to keep learning. The world around us is constantly changing, evolving, and shifting. The ideas and knowledge that worked a decade ago may no longer be relevant today. In fact, the pace of change has only accelerated. If you stop learning, you risk falling behind. If you become complacent and think you know it all, you are setting yourself up for stagnation. No matter how successful you become, there's always more to learn, new skills to acquire, and fresh perspectives to explore. Every day is an opportunity to learn something new. Whether it's through reading books, listening to podcasts, attending seminars, or simply having meaningful conversations with others, there's an abundance of knowledge available to us at all times. The key is to remain open to learning and to actively seek out opportunities to expand your horizons. By feeding your mind with new ideas, you're keeping your brain sharp and engaged, and you're continually growing as a person. One of the best ways to keep learning is to read. Books are a wealth of knowledge and insight, and they offer the opportunity to tap into the experiences and wisdom of people who have walked the path before you. The more you read, the more you expose yourself to new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking. It's easy to fall into the trap of reading only for entertainment, but reading for personal development is what truly accelerates growth. If you're not reading, you're missing out on one of the most powerful tools for growth. But learning doesn't just happen from books, it comes from experiences too. Every situation you find yourself in, every challenge you face, is an opportunity for growth. The key is to approach each experience with an open mind, with a willingness to learn from what's happening around you. You don't have to have all the answers. In fact, the most successful people are often those who admit that they don't know everything and are eager to learn from those who have more experience. Life itself is one big classroom, and every lesson, whether it's a success or a failure, is there to teach you something valuable. Growth also requires you to be self-aware. You need to understand your strengths and weaknesses, your habits, and your patterns of behavior. If you're always open to feedback and are willing to honestly assess yourself, you can identify areas where you can improve. Self-reflection is a critical part of learning. It's about taking the time to step back and look at your life from a different perspective, to see where you've made progress and where you need to put in more work. You can't grow if you're not willing to look at yourself and ask, what could I do better? You also have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen when you're playing it safe. It happens when you take risks, try new things, and challenge yourself to do more than you think you're capable of. Every time you push your boundaries, you expand your limits and you prove to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. This is where real growth occurs, not in the easy moments, but in the times when you stretch yourself, when you face challenges head on, and when you step into the unknown with confidence. It's not enough to just learn. You must apply what you've learned. Knowledge without action is meaningless. You can read all the books in the world, attend all the seminars, and collect all the information you want, but if you don't put that knowledge into action, you won't see results. The true value of learning lies in its application. It's what you do with the information that makes the difference. Learning becomes real growth when it leads to real change in your behavior, your habits, and your life. And let's not forget that learning comes in many forms. It's not just about technical skills or professional expertise. It's also about personal growth, learning how to be more disciplined, more patient, more resilient, or more compassionate. The more you focus on learning and growing as a person, the more you develop the qualities that will help you succeed not only in business, but in life as a whole. The key to long-term success is to never stop growing. Commit to a lifelong journey of learning, and you'll see the compound effect of your efforts over time. Every day, take small steps to expand your knowledge, improve your skills, and develop yourself as a person. Be open to new ideas, seek out feedback, and embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. The more you learn, the more capable you become, and the more confidence you build in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Keep in mind that growth is not always linear. It's a journey with ups and downs, with successes and failures. But if you stay committed to learning and growing, you will inevitably move forward. You will become a better version of yourself every day. And that, my friend, is the key to achieving the life you desire, a life filled with continuous growth, success, and fulfillment. So never stop learning, never stop growing, and watch how your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Believing in yourself, especially when others don't, is one of the most powerful acts of self-confidence you can practice. The world is full of people who will question you, doubt you, or even discourage you from pursuing your dreams. Sometimes even those closest to you may not understand your vision or believe in your potential. But here's the truth: their doubts don't define you. Only you can decide what you are capable of achieving. And it's critical to maintain that belief in yourself, even when others fail to see what you see. When you start out on a new journey, whether it's in business, your personal life, or any kind of goal, you will encounter resistance. People will have opinions, and many of those opinions will be based on their own fears, insecurities, or limited experiences. They may try to protect you by telling you what's realistic, or they may project their own doubts onto you. But you must remember, their fears are not your fears. Their limitations are not your limitations. You are the only one who has the right to determine what is possible for you. The first step in building that belief is to understand that it's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you won't face challenges or setbacks. It doesn't mean you'll always have the answers or that things will go smoothly. What it does mean is that you trust yourself enough to continue moving forward. Even when the path isn't clear, even when people are doubting you, and even when the world seems to be throwing obstacles in your way. It's the inner conviction that no matter what, you will find a way to succeed. If you want to achieve great things in life, you have to develop a strong inner belief that fuels your actions. Others may not understand your ambition or vision, and that's okay. Their doubts are just noise. Your belief is the driving force that will get you through the difficult times and keep you on track when it feels like everything is working against you. It's your belief that will push you to take the next step when everyone else says stop. It's your belief that will give you the courage to try again when you fail, knowing that failure isn't permanent, it's just part of the journey. Sometimes the people around you may not see what you're capable of because they don't have the same perspective or experience. Don't expect them to. The fact is, most people see the world through their own limited lens. They base their opinions on their own experiences, their own fears, and their own limitations. But just because someone else doesn't believe in you doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in yourself. In fact, it's often the people who dare to believe in themselves, even when others don't, who end up creating extraordinary success. You have to learn to tune out the noise of doubt and embrace your own inner confidence. Don't seek validation from others, because if you do, you'll always be waiting for permission. The only permission you need is from yourself. The moment you decide that you believe in your abilities, regardless of what others say, you set yourself free. You stop waiting for approval and you start taking action. You stop listening to the voices of doubt. And you start listening to your own voice, the one that tells you to keep going, even when it seems impossible. It's important to realize that belief in yourself is a muscle that you need to strengthen over time. You won't always feel confident, especially when you're just starting out or facing obstacles. But you can build that belief one small victory at a time. Every time you push past a challenge, take action in the face of fear, or overcome a setback, you reinforce that belief. The more you act in faith, even when others doubt, the stronger your belief will become. And eventually, the doubts of others will have less and less impact on you because you'll be too focused on your own journey, your own growth, and your own belief in what's possible. Never forget that the most successful people in the world were once just like you, ordinary people with dreams, but with an unwavering belief in their own ability to achieve them. When you trust yourself, when you have that confidence, you make decisions that move you toward your goals. You take actions that reinforce your success. And even when others can't see your vision or can't understand your dreams, you'll keep moving forward. Their doubt won't stop you. Your belief will carry you through. Believing in yourself doesn't mean ignoring reality. It doesn't mean being unrealistic or blind to your limitations. It simply means acknowledging that you have the ability to learn, grow, and overcome anything that stands in your way. It's about knowing that with time, effort, and persistence, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And when you believe in yourself, when you stand firm in that belief, the world will begin to shift. People will start to take notice. Opportunities will start to open up. And one day you'll look back and realize that the reason you succeeded was because you never stopped believing in yourself, even when others didn't. So when the world doubts you, don't let that discourage you. Keep believing in yourself, even when no one else does. Your belief is your power. It's the force that will carry you through challenges, push you past limitations, and drive you toward your goals. When you believe in yourself, nothing is impossible.